What's up with it, bruh?
What's going on with you, my boy?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm good on this rainy day, man. You know, I feel better than ever.
Yeah.
Campaign out now, you know.
Say campaign out right
Campaign
now.
out now, man. I feel good right now.
Yeah. Now, before we dig all the way into that, I'm gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir, man. First of all, I gotta say glory to God, man. Bringing us here, man. R.P. Quincy Jones, man. We just lost a legend today, so you know I gotta pay my respects. But man, I'm YP, young prodigy. You know, one of the realest. I try to be a realist. I ain't perfect, but I try to give you real stories and real authentic content, real authentic me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get to know you then.
Let's get it.
What part of St. Louis did you grow up in?
I grew up all around St. Louis for real. U City, Ferguson, Bell Fountain, Jennings, everywhere, man. I'm from St. Louis for real, so.
Yeah. No, when he's saying you just is a St. Louis native.
I'm St. Louis native, bro.
Most definitely.
To the fullest.
How would you describe your life growing up in the city?
It was fun. You know, as a kid, I grew up in a different time. Now, the city's a little bit different. You know, move a little bit different. So I grew up when we could be outside, we could have fun, we could explore. Had both of my parents on me. You know, I played sports, grew up playing sports, grew up in church, grew up in playing music as a musician. It was just fun, you know. Good friends, good people around me, just love, you know.
Yeah. You say it was a fun time then, but you also just mentioned now it's a different time.
Yeah, it's a different time now.
So you turned 30, now you got a bad 30.
Man,
30.
Man, telling you. Sure.
Nah, you say you played sports though. What sports did you play?
Basketball. I played basketball, ran a little track, football. You know, try to explore a little bit around, but majority basketball. People know me for hooping and stuff like that around the city.
What's that? Yeah. You still be running?
Do I still play?
Run or play? Or you say
I'll be trying to get back into it, bro. But it haven't been too many studio sessions, too many blunts, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna get back to it eventually, man. You know, for sure. And you know, that jumping don't never leave. Yeah, just like riding a bike. Hey, try me.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, what school did you go to?
High school.
Yeah,
I graduated from McClure High School.
Okay, did you go to the bonfire?
I didn't go to the bonfire, man. We had something else planned. I had a prior engagement, but yeah, I'll be there next year for sure. My people's ran it. My people just threw it, man. I heard it was packed.
Was it the first time, or had this been like a thing that's ongoing?
I'm not sure. This was the first time I've heard of it, but they said that they threw it last year. But you know, this is the first time I heard of it. You know, but they said it was a good turnout though. They said it was more than McClure there. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure. More definitely. I seen that video. Like, man,
for sure.
That's a beautiful thing though, just to see people come together like that.
Definitely. We don't have that a lot in St. Louis, and you know, it's positive. You know, I seen positive reviews about it, so I'm glad that it worked out. You know, salute to them.
Yeah, I know last night you did attend Black Fashion Week, didn't you?
Definitely. It was a really good event. Shout out to Timor. You know.
Yeah. How was the event in the whole? Was it was hosted at the City Hall? Yeah,
definitely at City Hall. Wonderful venue to have it at. You know, I've seen Timor grow. You know, this is 10 years. I've seen him when he had a really, really small venue, and to see how it's impacted the city as far as black fashion and bringing people together, you know, it's a really good sight to see. It's a really good platform to have, you know. So it was a really dope event.
Now, just speaking of fashion, we'll hold off. We'll get into that. We still getting into that. Let's slow down. Say less. Well, after high school, did you attend college or anything like that?
I didn't go to a traditional 4-year. I really wanted to, but school is not for me. I ain't really like the type of school person. But I went to a trade school. So, you know, Nelly opened up a engineering school, a music school. So I went to that school, graduated from that school, and learned the trade. I was already engineering and doing my engineering work, but I wanted to like sharpen the blade and really, really define the craft. So I went to that school and graduated from there.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo, man.
Yeah, sure.
People be saying that's something like that. I'm glad you just said that on camera, man. That's one thing I did highlight to somebody who kind of spoke about, you know, is this argument that he doesn't, you know, contribute to the city, which is, you know, that's up to him. You know,
yeah, that's up to him.
At the end of the day. But I look at that as a whole, like he did contribute, you know, to the music, and for sure.
Yeah.
That's helped with, in my opinion, something like that helps with the development of artists.
Definitely. I feel like when I went there, a lot of people just, I think they was kind of naive about what it was. I feel like people were just there because they was rapping, they was trying to get a deal. But I took it as I had already in my head, man, I'm trying to go to school for audio engineering. So I had already like, man, I'm finna go to Clark Atlanta. I might go to TSU. I'm trying to explore all these different universities, all these programs, but tuition was high. I'm like, man, if I could stay home and still be able to do the craft, still be able to hustle, still be able to be with my family, I'm gonna do that, So thankful for Mo to open up that opportunity. That's what it's about. It's just about taking advantage of that opportunity, People say that he don't really do nothing for the city, but he's giving opportunity. You just gotta be in a position to be able to take advantage of that opportunity,
Definitely gotta be in a, like you said, you gotta be in a position.
Gotta take advantage.
Most definitely.
Sure.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the engineer, is that like the person who, like, I guess kind of structures the song in a sense?
Yeah, that's like the
It's not the producer.
Yeah, it's not the producer. Well, yeah, you can kind of say we produce in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, depending on who's in the room, like producer in a sense, shout out to Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones didn't play every instrument, but he constructed the song from top to bottom. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we as engineers, we have to play that role as well. We might give you a lyric, we might change the song up, we might add a beat drop, we might, so that's production as well. So I feel like we the most valued people in the room, the most valuable people in the room, because without no sound, you don't have a song. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So how did you get to begin the rapping?
I started rapping. I started writing rhymes in my rhyme book when I was like 8.
Gotcha.
So by the time I was 13, I was already like in the mix. My mother, she was already in the mix. She's like one of the biggest PR people in St. Louis.
Okay.
So she was on a radio show. So I grew up in radio. I grew up like going to the radio station 4 nights a week, seeing artists come in, do their promo runs and stuff. So I'm like, man, I see this stuff. This is something I want to be able to do. Of course I was playing ball, but in the same breath, I was still playing drums, playing instruments, going to the studios, looking at this life like, damn, I could be an entertainer one day. I got the charisma. I could probably do this. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a child star like Bow Wow. I'm like, man, shit, Bow Wow, the hottest thing. At 13, like, man, like, I'm trying to be a kid star. So, I wanted to get into the industry. I got into acting young. I got into all that. So I went through the industry a little bit and played that. And I figured out like, let me own my craft on this writing stuff, on this song. People in class, people in the neighborhood, my cousins, my family, like, man, you a star, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make some good stuff, you make some good tunes, real catchy. So I started performing, I started recording around like when I was like 12, 13, and it just took off from there. Fell in love with it.
Now, you just, like you said, mentioning wanting to be a child star, it made me think about one of the things where people, like, they kind of grow up in the industry, and they be calling, like, utilize terms like industry plants and things like that.
Yeah, right.
Do you believe in things like that?
I believe in positioning. I believe in, like, I wouldn't say industry plant, but I believe that you could spark something if you see something. Like, there's a lot of marketing dollars that you can just put into something and manufacture, especially nowadays. It's so easy and attainable to make a product, make music, get a camera and turn somebody up. But that craft, like, you can see what the real, you can decipher the real. But it's all about how you look at it, man. Call me an industry plant, man. I'm winning, regardless.
And I just hearing somebody say something like that about, for instance, like Sexy Red. Now I don't know her personally, but I know just her music. Prior to her, getting this up to the level she's at right now.
Right.
And people be like, "Oh, she an industry plant," but to me, it's like she been the same way, before she got the fame.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I was following Sexy Red for a long time, just on and off. Like, I was in Atlanta when she really, really popped off and getting the buzz around St. Louis. I'm like, man, I'm pulling up on my timeline. She's selling out the pageant. She doing shows, like, people singing word for word. This is before she got Pound Town. This is before she kind of like pop in the industry. So, like, I really feel like she put in that grind. She really put in that work before the world knew who she was. So I really can't say that she's an industry plant. A lot of times we use that word when we don't know the backstory. Or we didn't see the come up. We don't know the story. We just see, oh, this is popping now out of nowhere. Like, where did it come from?
Yeah, so they say, I feel like that she been the same way.
Yeah, I feel like she been the same way,
Well, it's definitely. Shout out to Sexy Red.
Shout out Sexy.
Now, the regime. Talk about that, man. I see you sporting the hat, man.
Yeah, shout out, man. So I created a brand. I'm really, really inspired by Nipsey Hussle, man, and his business acumen. I really want to become and own in on my entrepreneurship. So that's kind of like the message that I'm pushing. I created this brand in 2019. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. You know, I didn't know if I wanted to do live events. I didn't know if I wanted to do music. I didn't know if I wanted to be like a record label or something. But I figured out that I just wanted to build community, emphasis on the unity. With like-minded entrepreneurs and people like me that can help each other thrive and just become great, you know, push a narrative and be able to control a narrative of entrepreneurship and togetherness. So that's what I really wanted to build behind the regime. And also, it's a marketing agency to market anything that I really want to be able to put out, which is merch, you know, live events, of course, the music, you know. So, yeah, that's kind of how I came up with it.
Yeah. And Nipsey Hussle, you know, R.I.P. to Nipsey, definitely, you know,
For sure.
was very, what they say, business savvy.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it's just hearing you say, like, you started this brand back in 2019, and to see it grow to what it is today. Now, how you feel just looking back? Like you said, you didn't even know what you was going to do with it. Just to see it today.
Man, it was really trial and error. I really had to figure out what I wanted it to be. You know, I started throwing live events. I started promotion. I started trying to collab with different people who were starting their businesses and just trying to build under one umbrella so we see if we can collab. And it didn't click until maybe, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 years ago, the form that I wanted to be able to form it under and how I wanted to be able to market it. And it's just basically just a marketing agency and to be able to bring people together, like I said. So yeah, that's basically what the regime is, man. It's also something that I call my fan base. You know how Rihanna got the Navy, Beyonce got the Beehive, I got the regime. So
most definitely.
Yeah.
Campaign.
Yeah.
Campaign is out, man.
Yes, sir.
Just dropped it, what, last week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How you feeling? How's the feedback?
Man, it's been unbearing, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I didn't know that the reception was gonna be so good. We put in a lot of work, man. I started recording for this project maybe like 3 years ago. And to see where it's at right now and people enjoying the music, crazy. Crazy good feedback. And people were like coming up to me song for song, like, man, that's how I know people really listening. They really tapping in right now. So this the campaign, man. Go check it out, man. This the narrative we pushing, sort of like the marathon. The campaign is like, I came up with the concept, but the campaign is sort of like the marathon. I told you I'm inspired by Nip. So the campaign is traditionally about my journey. So people in the city, they know me as my prior name, Young Prince. So this is basically about the transition and the journey from Young Prince to YP and beyond, where I was and where all the way up to where I am now. So the album, I'm just basically talking about that journey, you know, from struggles to failure to love, you know what I'm saying, to grind. You know, I got songs on there for everybody. You know, this song is about the people. You know, we go through every emotion trying to get to that grind, you know.
Most definitely.
So that's basically what the campaign is about. And, you know, I really wanted to drop this album or this EP last year, but with the election being this year, the Olympics, you know, I just feel like it was the perfect time to really get this message out.
Yeah. Now, before I say this, I'm gonna have you just speak about their transition. Why the name changed? Why it changed from Young Prince to Young Prodigy?
I grew, man. I sharpened the blade, and I look back at my life in hindsight, like all the things that built me up. Like I talked to you about, like coming from the sports background and just building team, having a team attitude, coming up as an industry kid, seeing the behind the scenes of how things go and how things move and how things transition from back in the day. You know, when I came out, I was passing out CDs. It was more hand to hand. Now it's digital. So now the transition is all about, you know, how do we move forward? How do we get this message about? I call myself Young Prodigy, YP for short. I still wanted to keep that name, that YP, Young Prince, Young Prodigy. I call myself Young Prodigy because I look back, in hindsight, I was really, really good at what I was doing at a very young age. And a lot of people took a liking. So I think in a sense, Prodigy, it just fit.
Yeah. Now, I just recently seen you drop the Election Day live performance video.
Yeah.
We got election day tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I'm not going to ask you, you know, who are you voting for?
I voted for YP, man. I voted for YP,
Voted
man.
for YP.
Yeah.
Vote for YP. You heard him, man.
Yeah, man. I voted for YP. Yeah.
But just in general, how do you feel about the election in the whole?
I feel like it's a time for change in America right now. It's a big time for change. This is very much so going to affect our generations, our kids, our elders right now. A lot of these different situations that are on the table and that are up in the air rely on our vote, man. It's very, very critical right now, man. It can go either way. It's a crazy time in our country right now, man. It's a lot of propaganda out there, man. You just got to try to figure out what's best for you and what's going to work out for you.
Yeah. If you could decipher through, you know, all of the gimmicks and just, you know, just the debates, not even necessarily just say gimmicks, but what advice would you give voters tomorrow? Hopefully I have a job by tomorrow, but if you could be able
and don't be stupid. Educate yourself. Know what you are voting for, you know. Know what you know, are putting that ink down for. You know what you are trying to do, what your kids want to do. Know what your family is, the position you want to be able to put your family in. Think about that when you go vote. You know, just don't be stupid. Educate yourself, man. Make the right decision, man, for you and your family. I can't tell you who to vote for, but all I can say is make the right decision for you and your family.
Yeah.
Vote for YP, though.
Vote for YP. Well, what's next for you, man? What else you got in store?
Man, so much in store, man. I'm just like I said, man, I'm trying to build this regime, this whole big platform that I want to be able to launch. I want to be able to get into TV and film. So right now I have a talk show coming out as well that I'll be releasing and marketing for and this holiday. So I don't want to speak on it too much because we're going to spin back around and talk to you about it. But I got a talk show coming. People like to hear me talk a lot of shit about sports. It's a sports and entertainment podcast, but it's 420 friendly. So I'm going to be having on a lot of different guests as well. So, yeah, that's what's next. Shows, new merch, everything.
Yeah, man. I didn't give me some merch, man.
Definitely gotta get you, man. They fly, man. Everybody asking for it, man. We restocking on hats. We restocking on all the new stuff. We got some new stuff dropping in the fall. I mean, in the winter, top of the year. Jumpsuits, pillows, bedding, whatever you can put our logo on, whatever is gonna best suit you and best suit the person and best suit people in the regime. We want to put it out there. So, yeah.
Just, you know, there's a lot of upcoming artists here in the city.
For sure.
Before we get out of here, there's a lot of upcoming artists in the city. If you could, like, what advice could you share with them? Or just not even just artists, just somebody that's young, coming to the world, trying to figure life out, man.
I would say keep good people around you. If you are an artist specifically, find a good team. Find people that's really for you. You know, and really want to work just as hard as you to attain that goal. Find out what your goal is so everybody can be on one accord because it's easy to get lost, especially when you're doing good. It's easy to see these views go up and get big-headed, but you got to remind yourself, okay, we want to get to this goal. How can we get to this goal? And if everybody is on one accord, that's the way the team's supposed to go, man. Me building this regime, bro, I played every position in this industry, bro. I've been a photographer, I've been a graphic artist, I've been an engineer, I've been the manager, I've been a promoter. People know me as a host in this city. I've thrown events. Like, I've played literally every position and I've learned the game. You know, I've learned it from the outside looking in and the inside looking out. Mm-hmm. And now I'm in a position right now where I've navigated through the industry and I'm looking out. So try to find that team and study, man. Be a student. Try to learn something every day about your craft and just get better. Just don't make a song and just put it out thinking it's just going to, like, try to get better, you know. And in this day and age, man, you got to learn the business, man. Don't get fucked over. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how you get paid. Most artists don't even know how you get paid or how you get big enough, man. But just learn, man. Be a student.
Most definitely.
For sure.
YP, I appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir. You already know, man.
You got any shout outs or anything before we got in?
Just shout out to the regime, man. Shout out to the people who made this possible, man. Shout out to Views from the Arch, man. I really, I'm thankful for everybody that has played a part in my life in this journey. I've learned from. Shout out to my pops, long live my pops, man. I know he looking down like, dang, bro, you really built something. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's chasing the dream out there, man, that really want to make it out the city, dog. Like, it's hard to make it out the city. It's like they say it's a crab in a barrel mentality, but I don't even look at it like that. I feel like the more exposure you get, the better. Leave, get exposed. And we got the internet nowadays, man. Get off that phone and get out the house. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's where we at.
Pleasure having you, man. Hey, shout out to your social media so I can know where to follow you.
Yeah, only one YP, man. The L is a 1, ON1 YYP. On everything, on all platforms, man. You can follow The Regime Way. Go to the website, theregimeway.com, and that's how y'all can connect with me, man. We got merch. Now, I gotta say this. This is the special part about this merch, like this hat especially. Like, I told you I'm inspired by Nipsey Hussle. So I went to the store. He has a very smart store, so I wanted to be able to include technology in my merch as well, so that we can be able to connect. So when you scan the hat, you get directly exclusive access to all the merch, anything we want to be able to launch. So it's just basically a marketing technique that we can be able to connect our people and connect the regime. So y'all come get some hats, come get some merch, man, so y'all can get connected and get down with the regime.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming.
For sure, love and respect, bro.
Yeah.